In an entertaining turn of events, downtown Disney foodies from all over the world come for the food but left with a little more hydration than expected.
Speaking of expectations, a group of young scholars set their mind on a competition that can not only influence their life, but the world around them as well.
I'm Izzy Blackwell.
And I'm Anais Donald.
Sit back and enjoy because NHSTV starts now.
With only 2 located internationally, this Dino Diner usually entertains its clientele with a unique prehistoric experience. But this week, things got pretty immersive. NHSTV's own Taylor Jackson is out on the scene. Taylor?
Thanks, Anais. I'm here at T-Rex Restaurant in downtown Disney, where just this week a giant fish tank cracked and left customers scrambling from their seats among the workers who tried to save the fish. People drive hundreds of miles to see this international hotspot. But those who dined Tuesday evening experienced an almost movie-like disaster when the very large fish tank cracked and sent water gushing onto the dining room. One guest, Kate Wallace of San Diego, was with her family that night, just 20 feet away from the tank when she heard a loud noise and water pouring onto the floor. There was a lot of commotion, she said. The whole section just sort of went crazy. Witnesses said employees scooped up the fish in the net and brought out trash cans as the water level dropped. Wallace, who was on vacation, praised the staff on their quick response. They were doing the best job they could, she said. Wallace said it appeared as though a seam had burst on the tank, and some people were actually directly sitting under it and had gotten wet. Thankfully, no humans or fish were harmed. The restaurant was back up the next day, and hopefully the fish tank will be up soon. I'm Taylor Jackson reporting from NHSTV.
International Drive is full of theme parks that people of the world travel in droves to visit. But will the world still want to see the magic of Disney if it costs so much to see Mickey Mouse? Here's Bailey Brown with the story.
National and international tourists drive up theme park admission. In just under a year, both Walt Disney World and Universal Studios raised their prices to an all-time high. Since 2010, Universal has gone up almost $40, getting the title of the first theme park to have a $100 ticket. Disney has also raised their tickets up by $4 to every theme park.
Well, when we started planning this trip over a year ago, we had planned on originally taking our kids to Universal. With a family of 4, by the time we paid for the hotel and to Disney, Universal was over $100 a ticket, so we just couldn't afford that within our budget.
For a family of 4, it would cost over $2,000 just to walk through the front gates.
Our whole family is really disappointed that the prices have risen. Our kids really wanted to go to Universal. They love movies, but like families today, we're on a tight budget, and if we have to cut something out, we're going to have to do something that fits our budget and what we can afford as a family. And if that means spending less time at the parks or picking and choosing only certain ones to go to, then that's just what we're going to have to do to meet the needs of our family and our budget.
Because of the high price of theme park admission, a family's dream of a vacation to a magical theme park may be dampened by reality. For NHSTV, I'm Bailey Brown.
Not everyone who comes to Orlando anticipates the joy of a theme park. Instead, these mathletes come for the joy of testing their mathematical skills as they drive towards future success.
While most middle schoolers spend their free time in front of a TV, these young mathematicians would much rather be using the math needed to build one. Earlier today, students from over 70 schools around Florida participated in the Math Counts state competition at the DoubleTree at Universal Studios.
Math Counts was started by the National Society of Professional Engineers, and it was a way to encourage students that have a love of math to go on and really become an engineer.
Students competed in a series of events that will determine whether or not they move on to the national level.
This really continues to develop their love for math and their problem-solving skills. There's a lot of critical thinking in the questions that they're asked.
The goal of Math Counts is to drive young people to pursue careers in math and science so they are ready to compete on an international level. This push is much needed, seeing as the U.S. is falling behind in math and science rankings. The U.S. is ranked number 31 in math and number 24 in science internationally in student performance as of 2012. With the growing need for math and science professionals in the American workforce, programs like Math Counts are much needed.
I think that if it continues to promote a love and an enjoyment of mathematics, and the more students who can become involved will appreciate, the beauty of math and what math can do for them.
For NHSTV, I'm Madison Gonzalez.
From mathletes to athletes, college basketball is taking over Orlando in the most exerting tournament in the country. Here's Skylar Steerwalt with sports.
Thanks, Izzy. I'm here in Orlando where the bracket busting madness has begun. The NCAA tournament is in drive with 4 back-to-back games today and 2 on Saturday. Right now, seeded number 8 Colorado is taking on number 9 Pittsburgh. At 4:35, top-ranked powerhouse Florida State looks to continue their drive to the top as they square up against number 16 Albany, who's earned their first tournament win ever last Tuesday against Mount St. Mary's. Albany's international point guard and shooting guard Andres Haas is looking to drive to the hoop and assist his team in stealing a win. Later tonight, seeded number 5 St. Louis will compete against number 12 North Carolina, followed by number 4 Louisville fighting against number 13 Manhattan. On Saturday, the excitement continues with 2 games that could guarantee 2 teams a spot in the intense Sweet 16. For those of you that are traveling to see the craziness or those who are just trying to get home, the madness begins on the roads. Parts of Division Avenue and Church Street are closed, as well as other roads around the area. You can be a part of the experience as players drive to the hoop, whether you're right here in Florida or halfway across the world, by watching the games on the NCAA app or visit ESPN anywhere you go. For NHSTV, I'm Skylar Steerwalt. Back to you, anchors.
And on behalf of International Day of Happiness, the NHSTV News team would like to wish STN a happy trip on their drive towards success.
Thanks for watching. From the only news station that's all in, this has been NHSTV.